A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Risacher and Johnson. Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5. And for Boston, the small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. And a little extra at stake tonight, as this is the first game of the NBA Cup group stage for each of these teams.
And both coaches want to get that first win under their belt. With only 4 games in this stage, the tournament doesn't give you much room for error.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
A 3 from Porzingis. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. There's the 3. And that one's good. Risacher.
And such a nice stroke for a rookie. Risacher looking like a polished shooter already.
Outside, White. Holiday sets the pick for White. Tatum on the wing. From past the arc. Okongwu grabs the board. Going inside. And Okongwu slams it in.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Tatum kicks to Brown. And another miss by Boston.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Risacher. White covering. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here's Tatum. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. Will it go? And slam dunk by Tatum.
Oh, how easy it is to get off your feet. How about the spring from Jason Tatum?
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, briefly spoke with Joe Mazzulla. Now, I asked him about trying to slow down Trae Young, and the coach said you have to get the ball out of his hands. He can hurt you with the pass and with his shot. I'm not going to be surprised if you see them blitzing and doubling him a good portion of the game. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Yep, that one goes. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Get a moment to view the league's highest scoring teams. Number 1, the Celtics. The Hawks second.
You know, both these teams can beat you in so many ways, but it's usually by outscoring you. They possess a whole lot of offensive firepower.
For Atlanta, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Now here is Holiday. Jalen Johnson missing his last shot. Brown with the bucket.
That three-point shooting sets up every aspect of Jaylen Brown's game. What a pretty shot.
Pass to Daniels. Back to Young to stop the run. The rebound by the Celtics. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
I think it was a lot of bad decisions leading to a lot of poor looks. Patience was not their best quality in that basketball game.
He gets it in there.
Oh, great look there. Young off a pass will normally knock those down.
Outside Holiday. It's White on the wing. He's covered by Daniels. And it's Brown missing. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Wasted no time on that one.
What nice work to get the high percentage look, and he doesn't make any mistake with it.
Young against Holiday. Tatum with the screen on Young. Holiday with the three. That one's in. His first shot this game.
That's incredible patience right there. Just letting the play develop. Nice job, Jrue Holiday.
Young outside. Johnson with a screen on Holiday. And here's Young from the arc. Rebounded by Tatum. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. The three. Brown, no good.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
Here's Daniels. Still scoreless. Young's shot is good.
Now, this is what Young is known for, a knockdown threat from downtown.
Holiday against Young. Holiday the pass to Brown. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Brown's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Celtics. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He's ready to talk things through with the team.
Got a chance. Let's check out the stats for Brown. Putting up about 22 points per, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right. He can do a little bit of everything for this team, and it shows when you look at the scoreboard.
The Hawks trailing. Pass to Daniels. Back to Young. Daniels with it. Hasn't made one yet. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Porzingis. For Boston, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. And here's Tatum for three. And it's Risacher with the rebound. Atlanta has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, guys, in a year with no consensus #1 overall pick, Zachary Risacher out of France, maybe not a surefire star, but certainly a player with a lot of talent, a 3-and-D prospect with a prototype length and size. The Hawks saw him as a plug-and-play addition to their roster. He should be making an instant impact, guys.
Absolutely. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Now, here's Tatum. Jalen Johnson missing his last shot. Basket good.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Young passes to Daniels. Johnson with a screen on White. And that one's good. Daniels.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Outside, Porzingis. Here's White. Brown outside. Porzingis controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, you love the physicality by Porzingis. Mix it up off the backboards, KP.
Young dishes to Okongwu. Porzingis with the block. Inside. Here's Holiday, and it's Boston with another.
Drew Holiday showing you he's got touch wherever he is on the floor.
Pass to Rizachet. Young taking his time here. Lets the three fly. Offensive rebound. Johnson outside. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. Young, no good.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Porzingis kicks to White. Pass to Holiday. To the paint. Here's Brown. And Brown throws it down.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Here's Rizachet. His last outing with 20 points. The Hawks again can't hit. Celtics leading by 7. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can't be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report.
And guys, getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Boston. They're in second, looking to take over the first spot. And, of course, the Atlanta Hawks, 4 games back.
And if you look at the Hawks right now, they haven't exploded out of the gates this season like we've come to expect, but the wins are still coming in bunches.
Well, it speaks volumes that they're able to win without being in their A place, in their A game. Once they really start to gel, it's going to be very hard to slow them down.
Puts up a deep three. A shot by Pritchard, no good. The Hawks trail by 7. Well, Greg, Boston didn't just win the title. They won their 18th NBA championship in style.
No series went more than 5, going 16-3 in the postseason, Kevin. Half of those wins were by 15 or more. The Celtics really weren't even challenged during that title run.
Pass to Gay. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Boy, you can really see the playmaking evolving. When Karis LeVert is hitting wide-open teammates, it shows how special he can be.
Now here's White. Here's Pritchard, defended by Young. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Pritchard, defended by Young. A shot by Pritchard, no good. Atlanta shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Back to man. Pass to Young. Screen by Capella. From 11 feet away. Young, no good. The Celtics with the lead. And you talk about Derek White, Doris. How impressive has his rise been?
Kevin, it's been both impressive and sometimes feels improbable. He was not highly recruited. There were no expectations on him when he arrived in the NBA. This guy has turned himself into one of the premier defenders from the guard spot, an excellent shot blocker, and so rock steady as a ball handler on the offensive end.
And that one falls for White. And through this early portion, Greg, of the season, we've had our fair share of surprises.
Yeah, it's fun to see the preseason predictions go up in flames, right? Every year it feels like we have at least one team that overachieves and shocks us all.
And both free throws good for White.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Young outside. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
1:14 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Pritchard. And they get it back.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
And here's Young. 13 points in the game. Fires the three. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Pritchard. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Now it's a 6-point Boston lead. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And a deep three from Young. Again, Young missing.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
White looking around. Hands it from downtown. White's got 5 now. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Celtics lead by 9. And we'll be back right after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. We've got LeVert, also Trae Young out there. Reza Shea is out there with Clint Capella. And Gay is in at the 4.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
The Hawks trail by 9. Pass to Reza Shea. Young from outside. It's good from long range. Young's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Hawks.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Here's White. Rebound, Atlanta. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
They're so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
You know what? Sometimes you play a great game and lose. What you hope happens, though, is it toughens them up a bit mentally, and they figure out how to close it out next time.
And the Celtics with possession here. Following the three-pointer by Trae Young. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Jason Tatum comes in for Al Horford. And it's Holiday in for Derek White. Now, here's LeVert. His last outing, 16 points for him. Young from outside. Rebounded by Hauser. Austin leading by 3. Pass to Pritchard. For 3. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. And so it's Capella who brings up the ball for Atlanta. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. The Hawks again can't hit.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Tatum with it. Covered by Johnson. Pass to Reza Shea. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Reza Shea, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
The free throw drops for Reza Shea. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. Tyson Daniels comes in for Karis LeVert. And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or 2 against the young fellas. And sometimes, that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. In fourth, the Celtics. Number 5, the Hawks.
And forcing turnovers is a point of pride for both these teams. That's why their steal numbers have been so high.
The Hawks trail by 3. Young pass to Okongwu. Now Daniels. Pass to Johnson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. To the middle, just 5 on the clock. Good. 21 points for Trae Young.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside Holiday. 3-pointer. Rebound by the Hawks.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Stolen by Tatum. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And that one is good. Holiday's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, because of his size and skill, once Drew Holiday gets into the open floor, look out.
Johnson outside. Reza Shea wide open. No good. That would have tied it.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Pritchard gets the bucket.
Boy, what a pass by Jaylen Brown. Probably one of his most improved areas.
Bounce pass Young. Daniels kicks to Johnson. Pass to Reza Shea. And Okongwu has it in the corner. Young connects. The jumper drops. Young's got 23.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
Pritchard passes to Brown. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Young dishes to Daniels. Johnson outside. On its way from Young for 2. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pritchard passes to Porzingis. And here's Holiday. Pass to Tatum. Clock at 6. Porzingis with a screen on Johnson. Tatum's shot is off.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Young. Okongwu with the screen for Young. Hits it from 3-point range. Young's got 13 points now in the quarter.
And having a whale of a game from 3-point range. Drained 3 of them in that first quarter and has added 3 more here in the second.
Now here is Holiday. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Pritchard. Over Young. Another shot. Tatum's shot is off.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
And it's Reza Shea missing. Celtics leading by 4. And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
That free throw good from Porzingis. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
There's a reason people call Kristaps Porzingis the unicorn. A 7-foot big man, but boy, what a sweet shooter he is.
And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Young passes to Johnson. Here's Risacher. Young for three. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. They've led by as much as 10. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Pass to Daniels. Johnson outside. Okongwu with the screen for Johnson. Porzingis with the block.
A swat by Porzingis, that wingspan, letting you know he's in the house.
And it's Risacher missing. Celtics leading by 7. Holiday has it in the corner. Offline with his 3. The Hawks shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Boston's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. Drills the three-pointer.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
And Young kicks to Johnson. Back to Young. Shoots the 3. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 4th assist in this one.
Yeah, and he made 3 3-pointers in the first quarter, and he just continued to pour them on here in the second.
Porzingis can't hit. The Hawks trail by 7. Johnson sets the screen for Risacher. Pass to Young for the 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Boy, as we reach the latter stages, he's been in a ridiculous groove. They simply can't get over the hump.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Boston making some changes. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Porzingis. Horford comes in for Brown. And Derek White subbed in for Drew Holiday. And then for Atlanta, Gaze checked in. Mann subbed in for Risacher. Outside, Tatum takes a 3. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Tatum's got 8 points in the quarter.
And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Pass to Young. High arcing shot, and it's sent back by Horford.
Well, this guy is a consistent shot blocking threat. Al Horford twice on the pipes.
The Hawks trail by 7. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder.
How about Jason Tatum with a little pocket pass in the pick and roll? That's nice.
Pass to man. Here's Gay. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's deflected. Outside, Horford. Here's Pritchard. No good on the 3.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. Out left to the wing. Over Okongwu. Rebounded by the Hawks. Daniels passes to Young. The Hawks working the ball around.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
1:58 left in the second quarter. The Hawks again can't hit. Celtics leading by 7. Pass to Pritchard. Nailed from three-point land. Pritchard's got 8.
That's his second bucket from range this quarter after hitting none in the first.
Now, man, scoreless thus far. Young's shot is off.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
A shot by Pritchard, no good.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Pass to man. Back to Okongwu. Now, here is Young. Nice shot from the wing. And that's 36 points for Trae Young.
And this game belongs to Young right now, and he is simply making everything.
There's a good screen. Here's White in the corner. Tatum with it. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here is Daniels. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Pass to man. From the arc. That one's in. His first shot this game.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now, here's Horford. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Here's Young. And the rejection by Tatum. Here's Man. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Man. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Boston in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. With Quinn Snyder, Coach, they came at you offensively, so what has to change for you defensively?
Well, a lot, obviously, with everybody on the floor. They're capable of doing this, but we're not. It's just too easy.
Got to tighten things up as we go along. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court drums. They're thinking about the shot.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story, things are going well for the Boston Celtics.
They're moving at a high speed. When they get in space, they really push the pace. Makes them hard to keep up with.
Yeah, several times the defense couldn't get back. That created all sorts of mismatches.
Next up, let's see who made the honors for our NBA Players of the Week. In the West, Zion Williamson.
Love seeing Zion put it all together. Understanding when you have that dominant gene, use it before you lose it.
Yeah, it's been must-see TV, Shaq, fulfilling his otherworldly potential over this stretch.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
The Hawks trail by 8. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Doors, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes, they led the league in attempts. But obviously, your 2 best players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
Here's Young. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Back to Young. Latrey. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Pass to White. 6 to shoot. Outside Holiday. Unable to get that one. The Hawks trail by 7. Here's Daniels. The rebound by the Celtics. Tatum's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. You know, many see Brown as a scorer, but Doris, he's put more of an emphasis on his defense in recent seasons.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He's taken tremendous pride in asking his coaches to put him on the best offensive player. When he's the point of attack defensively, look out. He can give a lot of headaches to ball handlers.
That free throw good from Brown. You know, Doris, few teams have tried to invite Brown to be a shooter. He's punished them each and every time.
And he's had to put in the work, Kevin, to make himself a legit perimeter threat. And listen, the defense has to make choices. Athletically, this is one of the most gifted players in the league. If you're going to concede anything to Jaylen, it'd probably be the three-point shot. What I love about Jaylen Brown is his commitment to improvement. This guy's worked hard on his three-point shooting. He's worked hard on his handle and his decision-making, and there's still another level to come.
Now, here is Young. He's got 39. Good on the bucket. Young's got 41.
Listen, you give a good shooter that kind of look, and it's going to go in.
Tatum kicks to Porzingis. Back to Tatum. Outside, White. There's the triple. Bangs home the trifecta. White's got 8 points.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
Okongwu with a screen on Howard. Young's shot is off.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Lets it go from deep. That's good from Holiday on the assist by Tatum. Holiday's got the lead up to 13 now for the Celtics. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
If you see yourself on the little screen, then you know what to do. Show us your moves. Keep on dancing.
Around 8 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Up there for Johnson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Tatum kicks to Holiday. Back to Tatum. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Young, good. Young's got 43 points.
Nice job capitalizing down there. Young good at probing inside and finding some space.
Here's Tatum. A rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Down low. Pass to Rizachet. Okongwu with the screen for Johnson. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip in Brooklyn where they'll take on the Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll head home and take on the Toronto Raptors.
And for their matchup with Cleveland, this is what the fans have been wanting to see. Two of the best teams in the league duking it out, and you know whoever gets the win is going to be viewed as the team to beat.
And the Celtics making a change here. Hauser's checked in, just 5 to shoot. Johnson with a screen on White. Johnson kicks to Okongwu. Here's Rizachet. He has 5.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Pass to Hauser. Brown outside. Pulls up. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Boy, what a jump shot from Jaylen Brown. He has so refined that aspect of his game.
Daniels kicks to Young. Over Holiday. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 9. They're back within single digits after that one from Young.
You really got to tip your cap to him in terms of how he's played today, even if they end up losing this game.
Outside Holiday. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
This is the problem with a big, strong guard like Jrue Holiday. The contact is like it doesn't even exist. He'll finish anyway.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Clint Capella comes in for Okongwu. And it's LeVert in for Dyson Daniels.
Holiday at the line, shooting 1.
That free throw good from Jrue Holiday.
One of the things you admire most is Jrue Holiday's versatility, his toughness, the overall impact. This is the kind of guy you win championships with.
Now, here is Young. He has 45 points. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
And he knocks down the first one. And so often we'll hear talk about how many rings a great player has. Doris, do we emphasize that maybe too much?
I think, Kevin, first and foremost, a great player is great no matter what. This is a team sport, and a player doesn't have control necessarily of the parts and pieces behind him or the organization within succeed. Titles matter, certainly, there's no question, and it's great fodder for fans, but it's not how I define a great player.
Here's Pritchard. He's got 8. Brown wide open. He fires. Knocks down the 3 ball. Brown's got 18 points in the game.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor space.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Now let's take a second to bring up our rookie leaderboard for a glance at this year's top first-year free throw shooters. And Zachary Risacher, number 2.
And really, he needs to continue getting to the free throw line as much as possible because he's pretty deadly once he gets there.
Al Horford is checked in for Boston. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Mann's checked in. Here's Pritchard, defended by Mann. Pass to Brown. Puts up a 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Johnson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Risacher with it. Picked up by Brown.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Johnson. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And you mentioned how powerful he is on the boards, going full throttle at both ends every play. Really helping his team compete for wins. That free throw, no good.
And the defense Capella provides is huge. I mean, a legitimate shot blocking threat who also rebounds the ball at an efficient rate.
And the Hawks making a change here. Gaze checked in. He hits the second from the line. Celtics leading by 12. Brown the pass to Horford. Now White jacks up a 3. Gay with the rebound. Pass to LeVert. Lob pass to Capella. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
And Boston has possession. Outside, White. Pass to Pritchard. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. Gay with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Mann with it. White covering. There's the pick. LeVert inside the line. And he connects with the jumper.
That's just a feel that you have in the pick-and-roll game. Really good understanding of how to break the defense down by Karras.
Pritchard passes to White. Wants to get it to Brown and does. Shoots over Risacher. And with the rebound. Mann's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to LeVert. Risacher with it. Beyond the arc. And Pritchard pulls it down.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Here's Brown. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
The lead now cut to single digits. And it's 8 points for Risacher.
Well, that's his second 3 of the game. 1 in the first half, 1 here.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Boston making a switch here. Bowser's checked in. And so White will bring it up for Boston. 9-point game.
Exactly what good offensive players do. Lean into that defender. A level of physicality puts you at the free throw line.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Boston.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
And that one falls for White.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
And he makes both free throws.
I think the thing that's most striking about Derek White, guys, he's capable of affecting games in so many ways. Yes, he can score it. Excellent passer and a very versatile cross-positional defender. A guy who can contribute to a good team.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Hawks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
Looking like your classic wing. Zachary Risacher is 6'8", long, and can hit threes. A real modern swingman.
So he can't get either to fall.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Mann with it. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Hey, Doris, how about Terrence Mann? starting on a loaded Clippers team.
Think about this, Kevin. You're joined in the starting lineup by 3 future Hall of Famers in Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden. And what I love about Terrence, he didn't look out of place. Gives you some sense of how capable this young man is fitting in around great players.
The free throw drops for Reza Shea. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's White. He's got 10. Pass to Cornette. Outside, Horford. Here's Pritchard. Sinks the triple. Pritchard's got 11 points.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Now, here's LeVert. Right now, he's averaging 11 points a game. Inside. Now, here's Capella. He's covered closely. It's LeVert on the wing. Shoots over White. The Hawks again can't hit. Celtics leading by 12. Here's the 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
The Celtics shooting it quite well in this third quarter, 53%, and the offense is rolling. It's stolen by Capella. It's tipped. 1:30 left in the third quarter. It's White on the wing. Here's Pritchard, defended by Mann. And now let's bring you the list of the top three-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. In fourth, the Celtics.
You know, they've certainly been knocking down threes at a high rate. You can just see their confidence growing.
No good on that one. Daniels, he's checked in for Reza Shea. And he's good on the second.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
1:14 left in the third. To the inside. Capella and the dunk by Capella.
And Capella has run pick and roll so many times. Adept at knowing where to cut after the screen.
Pass to Pritchard. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. The Hawks trail by 14. Here's Gay. And here's Daniels. It's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for the Celtics.
Number 0, Jason Tatum.
Now, Mann. The rebound by the Celtics. Cornette's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Tatum. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Hauser. Boston again missing. LeVert with it. Here's Daniels. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Boston Celtics with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They have been sharp from beyond the arc, putting on a terrific three-point shooting display. And we'll be right back after this. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. The pairing up front, Johnson and Capella. Daniels out there with Young. And it's LeVert in at the small forward. The Hawks trail by 14. Capella kicks to Young. LeVert the pass to Young. Good! Another from three.
He's got this defense scrambling, and even when they've got two guys on him, he just finds a way to create space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for three-pointers in a single game. And he's good on the three ball. White's got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, on the catch-and-shoot game, Derek White very assertive, ready to react.
Daniels kicks to Young. Capella with a screen on Holiday. Young's shot is off. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. Pass to Tatum. And a miss there on the triple.
In the first half, he was on fire from range, but he hasn't knocked one down since.
In the corner, it's Capella. Hawks passing it around. Johnson sets the screen for LeVert. No good on the triple. Celtics leading by 14. Out to the wing. Pass to White. Here's Hauser in the corner. Tatum with it. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Capella finds Johnson. Young outside. Takes the three. Jason Tatum grabs the ball. Tatum's got 14. Yep. 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow.
That's a crafty play. Understanding when to pull up off the bounce to get that jumper to go. Derek White is on time.
Pass to Daniels. Johnson outside. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 4 assists in the game. Boston's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And here is Tatum. And again, Boston with the triple.
When you allow Jason Tatum to build momentum offensively, it can be a scary night.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here is Daniels. Driving to the basket. Johnson kicks to Capella. Shot clock at 6. Young for 3, and again for 3.
He's now set the team record for most threes in a game. Unreal.
And a lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure, he's positive the next one's going to go in. White bounce pass. The 3 from Tatum. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Young. And Boston with the rebound.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Capella finds Johnson. Capella with a screen on White. Young's shot is off. Celtics leading by 18. Over in the corner, White. Outside, Tatum. Off target with his three.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
No block shot. Porzingis with the block.
And with that 7'6" wingspan, Porzingis has always been a big-time shot blocker.
The Celtics have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Then for the Hawks, Okongwu comes in for Clint Capella. And it's Reza Shea in for Dyson Daniels. Outside, White. Porzingis with a screen on Levert. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Pass to Levert. And Johnson now top of the key. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And it's Jalen Johnson with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Now here's Brown. He takes it in, and here's Porzingis for a three.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
Now Reza Shea. Okongwu with the screen on Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Johnson.
And this kid, Reza Shea, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
Holiday looking for an opening. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. Deflects the pass, and stolen by Okongwu. Here's Johnson. The basket good off the assist from Young. Johnson's got 6 in the quarter.
You've got to have a short memory. Put a core first half in your rear view and now make an impact.
Outside, White from downtown drains it from beyond the arc. White's got 22 points.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Al Porzingis after the missed three from Trae Young. Back to Porzingis. There's the three. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Now here's LeVert. LeVert is screen on Holiday. Young fires away from outside. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. Outside Tatum. It's safe to say Jason Tatum is a bona fide superstar.
He certainly is, Kevin, and really been a big-time star from the time he was 23 years old. Lots of pressure on this young player, but Jason's not only embraced it, he's thrived under it.
No good on the free throw. You know, Doris, from the moment Jason Tatum entered the NBA, he has been the guy on his team. How big a burden do you think that is for a player to carry?
Well, Jason Tatum, regardless of how much responsibility he has always worn it gracefully. This young man, from the time he was a little kid in St. Louis, has dreamed of leading an NBA team. He is doing exactly that.
Good on the second free throw.
Jason Tatum continues to emerge, guys, as one of the most elite players on both ends. We know on the offensive end he's a dangerous three-level scorer. He's also capable of locking you up defensively.
Now, here is Young.
Porzingis, second personal foul, first team foul. Shooting for Atlanta, Trae Young at the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
And something you like about Young is how he forces an opponent's hand. He makes you adapt and not the other way around.
He hits the second from the line.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Pass to Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Porzingis sets the pick for Tatum. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Boston again missing.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
On its way from Young for 2, and Tatum pulls it down.
But I love the determination, guys. It's simply not there for him right now.
Pass to Pritchard. Now Brown. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
The passing, the shooting, the scoring, it's all clicking right now for Jaylen Brown.
Riza with it. Johnson outside. Young right side. 6 on the shot clock. A three-pointer off the mark.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
The Hawks trail by 18. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Okongwu. Young outside. Puts up a 3. Again, what an avalanche!
And what a night. Arguably the best in franchise history.
Tying the franchise mark for most points in a game. The next basket breaks it. Now Brown. Over Riza, and there are the Celtics with another basket.
This is why Brown is one of the very best in our game. He's so good at getting into the flow.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He knows every possession is critical now. A moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Jayson Tatum.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. Over to the left wing. Here's Risacher. Pins the shot with nobody near him.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here's White. Brown outside. And that's a foul called on Porzingis. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Personal foul. First team foul.
The Hawks trail by 15. Young pass to Daniels. Shot from free throw range. Young, no good. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Celtics. They led by as many as 18 points. Tatum kicks to Holiday. Pass to Brown. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Trae Young. Young's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To the middle. Here's Okongwu. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. So, Greg, you played the point. In Create a Player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably
Take a break.
Small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody.
And that one falls for Okongwu. Both free throws good from Okongwu. 1:25 left in the 4th quarter. Celtics leading by 13. Tatum kicks to Brown. Back to Tatum. Here's the 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Daniels has got 8 rebounds in this game.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Boston.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jayson Tatum.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Brown outside. He doesn't hit that one. Okongwu against Porzingis. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. And tonight, not just a regular season win, it also counts in the NBA Cup standing.
And if you look at the teams that advance in the Cup, you normally have to win this first game. So they're off to a strong start.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Jalen. A long season. What do you guys need to do to keep it rolling?
Just keep finding consistent rhythm with each other. Keep playing the game the right way, executing the game plan, and just do your job. It'll be fun.
You all did the job tonight, man. Congrats again on the win. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Jason Tatum.